All right, welcome you guys. It is October 18th, Monday night, start of a new week, and really exciting announcement if you haven't heard because you're living under a rock and you haven't been on Facebook yet today. NYKO New Year's Kickoff or New Year Kickoff is going to be our first live event back as a company, as a corporate run event, and it is going to be held January 6th through the 8th. So January 2022 coming up here in 3 short months, 90 days away, just about. It's going to be held in Phoenix, Arizona at the Phoenix Convention Center, I believe. And what's really important to note about this event specifically, how many of you guys have been to an NYKO or a live event in general, a celebration? One of the 2 biggest events of the year. This event is usually about 5 to 6, maybe even 7,000 people. Okay. It's usually quite a significant sized event. And what's really important to note about this event is that it's going to be about half that size, I would say, little smaller than half. Okay. Probably about 2,000 to maybe 3,000 people, I'm thinking, maybe a little less. So what that means is that you do not want to sleep on purchasing your ticket. First of all, first reason is it's a very discounted price right now. It's $129. If you go to isagenixevents.com, you can click New Year's Kickoff and you can actually purchase your ticket. It'll launch you into your back office. Or if you go to your back office under orders, you can place an order for a ticket. I would buy a couple if you can for you and some teammates. And it's really important to get those tickets now, because the last thing I want is for any one of you to not be able to experience a corporate, amazingly run event after 2 years of potentially never having been to an event. If you've been to an event, you probably have already purchased your ticket because you understand the importance of it. But make sure that you go grab your ticket. Again, $129, and then it's going to go up in price until January. But because the numbers are so low, we usually sell out at 5,000 to 7,000 people. So my assumption is that we're going to sell out within the next week or so, next couple weeks, maybe even the next month max. So grab your ticket. Just grab your ticket. And if money is the issue of you not going, all the more reason that you get to be at this event, because we never want $129 to stand between you and where you want to be in life. And if it is, then we get to change your mindset around that. We'll probably do a whole entire call around that and the importance of events. I feel like that's what I'm doing right now, but get your booty there. And just to really solidify this for you guys, I just talked about this on my last call, and I'm going to talk about it on my next call. The only reason that I am still a part of this company is because of the first event that I ever went to. And if I wouldn't have gone to that first event, if Zach and Neen wouldn't have believed and invested their time and energy into getting me to that event, and I would have never gone, there's no way I would still be able to be around, because my belief would have been so low in what we had, because I didn't know what was available. And so if you came in the middle of COVID and you've never been to an event, or whatever the situation may be, maybe it was before COVID and you hadn't even been to an event, get to this event. It'll be so worth it for you. And we don't want to not have you there. So get to the event, whatever it takes. And if you need support, we're here to help you out and make it happen. Okay. So grab your event. If you have questions on how to get it, let us know. And tonight I'm going to be talking about not NYKO. I know it sounds like I'm going to all night, but tonight I'm going to be talking about a topic that I think is very, very crucial to the process of enrollment. So a lot of us, and maybe you guys can wave your hands if you agree or if you feel this, you're talking to people on social media, or you've connected with someone out in the world, and you're online with them. So they either follow you, you follow them, you've built some rapport with them, whatever that may be. And you're kind of feeling stuck. Maybe you don't know how to bring up Isagenix, or you want to bring it up, but you're a little scared, or maybe you've brought it up, but you don't know how to get them offline, right? Because what I know, how many of you guys have felt any of those things? Like a little bit of frustration around either not knowing when or how to bring up Isagenix or collagen or the wellness products, or not knowing how to get them off Instagram onto a phone call or a Zoom or a coffee meeting. And I think this is where a lot of us get stuck in our businesses, and we get stuck in this like friendship making, networking, hamster wheel. Do you guys ever feel like that? You're like, I'm building my business because I'm talking to people every day. I'm building my business because I'm talking to people every day, but you're never actually talking about Isagenix. You're never actually sharing your story with people. You're never actually getting out and having conversations about the opportunity or the wellness products and what they can do for people. How many of you guys feel me on that? Okay, so I'm going to take you guys through what I've done, what I've learned over the last few years, and what has worked for me to get people from the online space or from just a connection to a real life prospect that you're connecting with either over the phone or at a coffee meeting, whatever that may be. So the first thing that I want to encourage you all to do is move your conversations from Instagram Messenger to some other form as fast as possible. So moving it offline as fast as humanly possible is where the speed can really happen in your business. Because again, if we stay in the Instagram world all day, it gets really easy for the conversations to get lost. Even for me, I see someone, I'm like, oh shoot, I never messaged them back. It's been 14 weeks now. Like you miss things really fast and you get lost in people's feeds. And so urgency is everything when it comes to this topic. Okay, urgency is everything. So as you're having conversations, I'm not going to go too much into how to network and how to have the conversations. Okay. I've trained on that before. I can do a whole connecting and prospecting training again, but I really want you to have conversations with people that are impactful, right? Where you're asking them questions, that you're listening for gaps. And you don't need to know people super well before you bring up Isagenix. You don't need to go to 14 coffee meetings. You don't need to talk to them 82 times on Instagram before you bring it up. At some point, you just got to bring it up and be proactive. Okay. And so as you're talking to people and you're ready to ask them to take a look, I'm going to give you guys a couple different things that I use and I say, and I can give you guys these templates, and they're really just recreations of what we have on our easy training. It's literally these same concepts reconstructed and used. Okay. And these are things that I use after I've connected with someone. Let's say Dr. Eric Miller and I have been connecting on Instagram, and I'm really excited because he told me that he just moved across the country to the same city that I'm living in, right? And he is looking to connect with people and looking to network. He's also a doctor. He's really into health and wellness. He's a bodybuilder. I see he's really fit on social media. So I would reach out to him and just say, hey, Eric, I know this is really forward, but I've been really enjoying connecting with you on social media. I've been really loving following all of your content, and I feel like you would be so amazing at what I do. I would love to connect with you. I'd love to hear about you and your story and really like dive in more with you, and then also share what I do, why I do it. If that excites you in any way, let me know. What's your schedule like this week? I'm available Tuesday or Wednesday. Right. And again, I can post these in the what did you learn tab after the call. I have the templates and I use them almost every single day, because when I'm talking to people, it's such an easy way. It's custom, but it's also just moving it to offline, right? We want to assume the call with people. So another example, if you're wanting to do more collagen salons and spas, is, let's see, I'll use my girl Ashley as an example. I just did a call with her, right? Hey, Ashley, I hope you're doing so well. You know, you came to mind today. I know we've been chatting this week. And I was actually talking to my great mentor and friend, Zach, and he was telling me how he's really been helping a ton of salons significantly like launch revenue streams with basically no overhead with a really first to market collagen. I don't know if this sounds like something that, you know, could help you with what you're doing, but I'd love to connect, put us in a 3-way chat, jump on a Zoom in this next week and talk more about it. How does that sound? Really just being able to open up the door. I'm not spewing different research articles on them. I'm not trying to get them to sign up on my collagen and my product right now, right? All I'm doing is opening the door and saying, I'd love to connect. I'd love to learn more about you. I'd love to expand this conversation beyond just Instagram, because it's frankly exhausting. Right. And I'll tell people that I'm so transparent with people that I'm just like, Eric, I'm so tired of getting messages from people. Like, let's just Zoom. I'd love to actually connect with you. I would love to actually connect with you. If I got that message from someone where they're like, hey, instead of like, quite frankly, bullshitting back and forth here, let's get on a Zoom. Let's connect. And it's really just that simple. When I get on the calls with people, how many of you guys are like, that sounds really great. I love the message. That's really cool. But I'm going to poop my pants when I get on that call because I don't know what to say. Do any of you feel like it gives you anxiety to even say that because you don't want to get on a call with people and talk? Okay, get over it. What I'll tell you is when I first started doing this, I was like, I remember calling Zach and Eden. I was like, what do I say? Tell me exactly what to say because you're not going to be there to hold my hand and I don't know what to do. I was 22 years old, I was like terrified to talk to people on the phone, right? So you might suck a little bit at first when you get on the phone with these people or you connect with them on a Zoom, but I really want you to humanize this. I really want you to treat people like you're in their living room talking to them, just like I feel like I'm talking to Tiffany right now, just like I feel like I'm talking to Laura right now, just like I feel like I'm talking to Zach right now. I really love to just sit down and connect with people. And if you treat this long game, they don't have to sign up right this moment. They don't have to, sign up and enroll 10 people. Don't have expectations for these people. Really go into this quick 10-minute call looking to connect with these people. Okay. And so what this 10-minute call can look like, and I always say, like, let's connect on like a quick 10-minute call. It doesn't have to be an hour and a half freaking thing. Like, let's just quickly connect. Right. And so when you get on this call, what I want you guys to do is just focus on a couple things. Okay. So you're going to get on the Zoom or you're going to get on the call. And I want you to focus on the energy you're going to bring on this call. Because if I let what's going on in my personal life or my day dictate the energy that I bring onto a call, it's not going to be good, right? Because there's so many things going on in life all the time. There's things you could complain about. Come into this call with an energy of like, this person's going to be like, why is Maria so happy today? Like, why is she so energized? Why does she have so much like vibrancy in her voice? Like, what is she on? What liquid magic is she taking? It's marine collagen and adaptogen elixir, right? Right. We know that, but they don't know that yet necessarily yet. So what kind of energy are you going to bring into this call? And then really what I do when I jump on this call, I jump on with Eric and I'm like, hey, Eric, how's it going? Like, how are you today? How's your Monday? It's a Monday. It's a beautiful day. And he's like, oh yeah, it's good. Like, just went on a, walk around Lake Austin. I'm like, tell me about you. Tell me about you. Tell me your story. Like, I'm so interested to hear about your story. I don't jump in. I'm not like, I have a marine collagen, it's liquid and it's from Sweden and it's amazing and 60 million in 60 days, right? I'm not there yet. And so I ask about him because I want to listen. I want to listen for what he needs. I want to listen for his pain points. I want to listen to the things he's not really saying, but he's saying, because then I can customize my presentation. I can let my presentation be determined by my prospect. Right? Like Tony Robbins says, let your prospect determine your presentation. So I want you guys to ask questions and ask about their life, ask about what they have going on. Oh, how's being a doctor? That sounds pretty legit. How is it? And maybe it's really great, but also maybe he's like, it's been really hard due to this time right now. It's been really crazy. And I can be like, what's so crazy? Like, what's going on? Right? Dig deep with people. Like, is there anything you'd rather be doing? Right? He's probably like, well, I went to school for 14,000 years. There's not really much else I can do. Right? Like, what else am I supposed to do? Go be a teacher? Right? He's like, I'm a doctor. Like, what are my other options? But if you can ask some of those questions and really just be genuinely curious. And then once you heard everything he has to say or everything she has to say, now you can just say, like, do you mind if I share my story with you? Like, I really love hearing your story. Do you mind if I share, how I got into what I'm doing? And I don't know if it's going to be for you or not, but I'd love to share more about my story. And that's where you share your 30-second story, right? How many of you guys have your 30-second story on lock? How many of you should have your 30-second story on lock? Yes, everyone should have their 30-second story on lock. Right before Isogenics, I was feeling this, and this. And I actually got introduced to this amazing company by this person, right? And now as a result, I'm experiencing XYZ. I lost 45 pounds. I've traveled all over the country, all over the world on behalf of Isogenics. I've made, multiple six figures with Isogenics, right? What's your Isogenics story? And so share, it doesn't have to be this long sob story. It can be quick, it can be short, but it's showing people I was here and I came into this company. I know I've, shared a little bit about it, or I know you've seen me talking about it on social media. And they're able to really understand who you're working with, what you're doing here, what your vision is. And especially when I was connecting on tons of calls or tons of Zooms in the beginning, especially when it was very nutrition based. Right now, a lot of what we're doing is through text or voice note. But in the beginning, I was always sharing my vision with people. So I want you guys to also take this opportunity, and it doesn't have to be, again, long. It can be part of that 30-second story, but where were you? What did you change? Isogenics, right? I started with a nutrition company. I started with a wellness company. I started with a network marketing company, whatever your story is. But then this is what I've created. And now this is where I'm going. And I remember the first year and a half until it happened, I told every single person, I'm going to become the #1 earner under 25 in the world with Isogenics. I am going to be the #1 spot. I am going to, whatever it was at that time, right? I want to be one of the youngest millionaires in the company. And I share that with every person, or I want to create this amount of 6-figure earners. I want to impact this many lives. Like, share what you're doing, because people don't buy what you're doing. People don't buy the collagen, they buy why we're doing it. And so this is your time to shine. This is your time to cast the vision. When we talk about vision casting, this is vision casting. When you share where you're going, because people want to be a part of that. They don't want to be a part of 5 grams of liquid marine collagen as bad as they do, oh, I'm bringing a team of 50,000 people in the next 10 years with me to the top, right? Whatever it is that your vision is. So get clear on that yourself, do that homework so that when you get on a call, you don't freeze, right? And then after that, so you've asked them questions, you've shared your little testimonial, your story, and then all we really have to do, and this is almost every single time people ask me more questions, right? They're like, wait, tell me more about this collagen. Like, tell me more. What is all of this? I'm like confused. What exactly do you do? You can give them like a quick little tidbit, but then what I like to do is send them a tool. So I like to send them a tool and book the next exposure. Okay, so this is once you've brought them up, we've brought them from a really like surface level conversation of barely connecting on social media to offline for a quick 5-10 minute call. And again, this isn't like a deep heart to heart. You can get a lot done in 5 to 10 minutes. And then based on what they've said is their pain point, I'd be like, I love to send you some more information. I actually have a great 2-minute video on the collagen, or I actually have a great 10-minute video on the nutrition, or I actually have a great compensation plan training if you want to hear more about it. Eric, I know you said that, this is not true. I'm just like making this up with Eric. I'm role playing with myself. But, Eric, I know you said that you lost your job because of, everything that's going on in the world. I'm so, so sorry to hear that. I don't know if what I do could be the fit for you, but it might be. And I would love to share more about it with you. If I sent you a 10-minute compensation plan training or a 13-minute compensation plan video, when could you watch it and just check it out? And if it excites you, let's book another time to talk. Right? Oh, Shanice, I know that you are, you said you're really struggling with your skin. I think that our collagen could be incredible for you. I know that it's changed my skin and hundreds of thousands of other people's skin. I'd love for you to give it a shot, but I can send you a 2-minute video if you want to check it out and just see if it could be for you, right? Something so simple, and then book the next time you're going to talk to them. Because it's just like social media. It doesn't change once you're offline. People flake, people forget to respond to you. People may ghost you for a couple weeks and then they come back, right? It happens. And so if you can always book a follow-up exposure, that's going to be huge. So, hey, that's awesome. Shanice, I'm so glad you want to watch the video. When can you watch it by? It's 2 minutes. And she'll be like, oh, I'll watch it today. Awesome. When are you available in the next couple of days? We can jump back on. We can talk about what you liked. I can answer any other questions. If it's something you want to try, we can try it. If not, obviously no worries. I'm not begging Shanice to join my business. I'm not verbal vomiting all over her. I'm supplying a solution for the issue that she explained to me in her story. And it didn't take a lot of time. I know some of you are like, this sounds scary and this sounds like I can't do this. But once you're on that call, or you're connecting with people offline, or you're on a Zoom and you're really just letting people say what they need to say, get what, their story off their chest, you share a little bit about your story and where you're going, that confidence will build. And then you just have to follow that system, right? Set the next exposure, send them a tool. Set the next exposure, send them a tool. And it doesn't stop once people get started, right? Once people get enrolled, it's not like, okay, see you in like 5 weeks with your transformation photos. It's like, awesome. When are you going to take your first dose? Okay, let's touch base that Monday, right? That's a follow-up. That's a follow-up exposure. We're always setting those follow-up exposures. And then same with Genesis, for example, right? She was using the products and it's like, all right, when are we talking next? I didn't even enroll Genesis, but this is true. When are we talking next? When are we having that next exposure to talk about next steps? When are we going to show you how you can earn your products for free? how you can share with your next person. Okay, let's book it in the calendar. Okay, we did that. When am I going to hear from you next? When are you going to do your next piece of homework, right? It's constant. It's constant. And so it's always just that give and take and equal energy exchange. And just know with these conversations, converting people from kind of online cold market to like a warm market prospect, I think this is one of the most important spots, because it's really easy to just not jump on phone calls or to, not continue to follow up with people. But I have so many people who have told me, they reach out to me and they're like, Sid, you're the only person out of every person in network marketing that's contacted me that wanted to get on a call and learn about me. And that's the reason that I'm going to join. So many people, especially well-respected people. And so I really encourage you guys to stand out in this process. And it doesn't take a lot to stand out. Really, what I think it takes is being willing to connect with people and learn about them and putting them first versus you selling your product to them first. Okay. I also want you guys to get really focused, because it is a world of social media. And I will say that our social media presence, what we're putting out there, it really does matter, right? Because people are, at the end of the day, how shallow it is, people are judging if they want to work with us based on what we are putting out into the ether through social media. And so I know once I can get someone off of social media and talk to them, they're going to fall in love with my personality, right? I just have that kind of confidence, right? And maybe you don't, but you're going to get there, because I used to not have that kind of confidence. But I realized that if I didn't have a type of personality that people were drawn to when they got on the phone with me, and I wasn't interested in them, I was just interested in them being interested in me, it wasn't going to work for very long, and I wasn't going to build a business. People want to do business with people they know, like, and trust. And so if you can just stand out a little bit, and also just be aware of what you're putting out on social media and make sure that it's in congruency with who you are. Zach and Eden and I talked about that the other night. And Zach said, like, no matter what, you're always gonna get the same version of Eden and I. And we're unapologetic about it. And it's so true, because whether it's on social media or a Zoom, or I'm having dinner with them, or coffee, or it's a phone call, it's the same always. And that builds trust. Right? And so if you can look at, okay, what am I putting out into the world on social? What am I putting out into the world on these phone calls? What's the kind of energy I'm bringing? And is it in congruency with who I want to attract? Is it in congruency with how I want people to feel when they come into my presence? And if it's not, if it's you going on and complaining about whatever it is that happened that day versus being positive about whatever it is that happened that day, people are either going to decide in that moment subconsciously, okay, I want to work with that person. If they ever reach out to me, I'm going to say yes. Or no, I'm not going to say yes because that one negative thing they said. Or, oh, I'm not going to say yes because they're just not my vibe, right? That's okay. It's okay to not be everyone's vibe. But I do want you guys to be cautious and aware and proactive in what you're putting out there. You don't have to share everything about your life. You don't have to look at social media as like, well, if I'm not transparent about everything in my personal life, then I'm not transparent, and then no one's going to want to work with me. It's not that. It's being in congruency with what you also want to attract into your life and who you want to become. Okay. And so when you reach out to people, and let's say I'm bubbly on social media, and I reach out to someone and I'm like, hi, zero personality, monotone, boring, people are going to be like, that doesn't match up. Right. But if I'm bubbly on social media and then I'm reaching out to them and I'm like, hey, I feel like you'd be awesome at what I do. I'd love to share more about it. Let's get on a call. How's that? They can feel my energy. They're more likely to join whatever it is that I'm doing. Right. And so start to become that person you're wanting to attract. Start to really embody who you're wanting to become. And it's going to be easier. You're just going to find that it's a little bit easier to transition people that are cold market into warm market, because they're going to have that bit of trust for you. Does that make sense for you guys? Drop a 1 in the chat if you're resonating with any of this, please. Actually, drop an 11 in the chat, because 1 is better than 1. I love it. Awesome. Oh, great, 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 great. And again, with this, the most important thing is your mindset in you being an awesome person, and your mindset around your belief in yourself. Because again, if your energy is scared, people can sniff that ish from a mile away. They can sniff it from tens of thousands of miles away. And so you might have to, I don't like to say fake it till you make it, because I don't think that's the right way to say it, but start to embody the person you're wanting to become now in the way that you're presenting yourself, in the way that you're talking to people. Because if you don't believe in what you have and what we have, no one's going to believe in it. And so even if your voice is quivering and you're scared, say this with conviction. Like, say this stuff with conviction, guys. And again, it doesn't have to be complicated. We're just working with people. But when we're moving people from a basic connection to a long-term relationship, you have to start treating these people like you're going to be going to Mexico with them, right? We have to start treating these people like they're going to be legitimate business partners. We can't be scared of them. We can't be intimidated by them. We get to set the tone of the type of team we want to have, the type of community we want to build. And it all starts in these initial reach outs to get them onto a call, to build that rapport, to build that relationship. Cool. So again, start with the cold prospect or the person that you've built a relationship with. You're going to reach out to them with the template. I'm going to pop it in the What Did You Learn group on Facebook. And then you're going to jump on a quick call with them, ask them about them, share like a quick 30 seconds about yourself, ask them some more follow-up questions, see if they're interested in the product or the financial opportunity or both, right? Ask if they're open to learning more about the company or the product or the collagen or whatever it is that their pain points align with, and then set a follow-up exposure, do it all over again. And if you go to work to overcomplicate it, I'm really sorry, because it's so simple that you have no excuse not to do it now, which kind of stinks. I'm sorry. Sorry to be the rain on the parade, but now you guys all can go out and do this, because that's what successful people do. We just do it a lot and a lot and a lot every single day. So I'm excited to see how this supports all of you in your processes. Keep it really, really simple and focus on your energy. We're just the GPS. We're not the person giving them all the information. We're not the verbal vomiters telling them all about the ashwagandha, right? We're just the GPS. We're just providing tools and following up, offering opportunities. Cool, guys. Go buy your NYKO tickets. That's an order. No, I'm kidding. It's gonna be such a great event, you guys, and something that's so much more exciting when you invite other people into it with you. So I really encourage all of you to not come alone, to come with someone sitting next to you, and it'll be well worth it. So I hope this was a valuable call for all of you, and we'll see you guys on the next Monday night call. Bye.